Hi everyone, welcome to You Are Unique Part 1. I'm showing you some sketches that I did in my sketchbook before getting started on this project, and I have transferred some of those to these pages. And right now I'm looking to see if I want the gold glitter or the black glitter. I'm going to use some matte medium by Liquitex to secure the pages together. I just lined it up the best I can. The black page is a little bit big, but I'll take care of that later. I'm using some watercolor paper, 140-pound hot pressed watercolor paper, to make the different little squares that I'm going to draw the monsters in. I'm looking through and picking out the ones that I liked the best. Then I'm going to use this Sharpie pen. It's the 0.8 millimeter pen to draw the different monsters on. I really like this pen. It's very smooth. I can get a really nice dark line, and doesn't seem to bleed through very much, and it's very water resistant. So when I was creating these monsters, I just tried to use basic shapes and some different styles of eyes to make them all individual and unique. And then I worked on the backgrounds, did real simple backgrounds. Like, I really like stripes because they're easy to use, diagonal, some thick and far away, and some closer together. I always try to do some different types of mouths too. I like teeth on some, and some of them are kind of cranky. But all of these things make them look different but cohesive. The other thing that I like to do is, you will see sometimes I use a double line. I have found that in my sketches, the double line is just kind of something that I prefer. It makes them look a little bit more sketchy, and therefore if I'm not 100% perfect on something, it helps that all blend in together. Next, I'm going to use the Ecoline brush tip markers to get some really saturated inky colors in on the different characters. I started out with some pinks. I'm going to add some purples, oranges, and yellows later. But I started by taking some of the pairs of monsters and putting pink either in the background, on their body, or as an accent somewhere on them. The Ecoline markers on this type of watercolor paper was a little bit more, you could see the lines, like they didn't blend in, it absorbed really fast. So I had to scrub pretty hard with my brush, and then I would also add in more ink just off my brush as I needed. You'll see, especially in this little guy right here, he's just really splotchy. So I start rubbing my ink on a piece of acetate or plastic off to the side, and then dipping my brush in it and adding it in just like a watercolor. So here you can see that I've gone through and I've added either pink or purple to the majority of them. So now I'm going back and I'm adding in some type of yellow, gold, or orange as an accent to those pinks and purples. This yellow is kind of an greeny yellow, and I really like it. I'm going to use some green on the monster on the opposite page, so I think that'll help tie it in. I also use a more mustardy, almost gold tone, and then I'm using some water just to try to blend those two on this stripe. So here they all are together, and now I'm going to work on my background a little bit. I need to trim off the black that stuck out over the original shape. And I'm going to add some washi tape to the edge just for decoration, but also because there was an edge that wasn't completely covered. Washi tape didn't love sticking down to this glitter paper. So you will see I'm going to fold it over. I'll use it on that side too. I'm going to trim it off on the two edges. And then I'm using some matte medium to kind of help that edge stick out down a little better. I just use my hand and kind of smush it around. This was not a great idea because this glitter paper didn't love the matte medium, and it ended up dulling the area that the matte medium was on. But I'm going to fix that in a minute too. So here I'm using a Posca pen. Posca pens are just a paint pen. They're very opaque. Really like the consistency of them. Real easy to use. I have lots of different colors, but mainly white and black. I'm also using a blending stump with a 4B or 6B pencil. These are water soluble pencils, but I'm not using water to blend them out. I'm just using the blending stumps. Then I have a black stamper here that's kind of got a chalky finish, and I'm using it to cover up all the white edges of the paper and to kind of give the edges a faded look. I'm going to show you a couple more of the monsters here, blending them out and adding in some of the graphite and some of the white Posca pens. You'll see a black Posca pen in here too that I used to kind of darken some of the details. So now I'm just finishing off all of the edges with that stamper, and then I'm going to arrange them so that the pinks are all separated from the purples and the yellows, and that it looks pleasing to the eye. And I like that. So now I'm fixing that little problem with the matte medium. I just took some golden fluid acrylic and applied it to where the matte medium was. It doesn't look perfect, but it works. Now I'm going to use some heavy gel medium to attach all the little squares to the glitter page. I used heavy gel medium because you needed something nice and thick for a thicker paper and a thicker paper to kind of join together. You needed a really thick medium to make them stick. And I'm just eyeballing this. No need to be super precise. And that is it. They're all done. I hope you enjoy these bright monsters on their dark glittery background. And I hope you will join me as we make a couple more pages for my not so scary Halloween book.